There's sounds of construction in our podcast this morning. Do I need to move?
No, you don't. Please don't. Stay still. As I pull down the set. Oi! Oh, the pain. Oh, the horror. Oh, the teeny weeny. Oh, God. Maybe I need to. I don't know if I can get that low. You need to sit up. Because OMG-ness.
I'm sitting up, and
No,
then
you're like this.
Well, I was waiting for
You
you.
can't do that. Because those people are not going to like that view.
I was just waiting for you.
Don't wait like that. Whatever you do, don't wait like that. Alright, so here we are on the Saturday as promised. On the Saturday as promised, we are now trying out the new thing, and we're nice and early. Look at live at 10:07.
But
On Sunday, we can never get here at this time.
no.
Ha ha ha.
I've
See?
already
Saturday is better.
been up. I was up before you this morning.
Saturday is already better.
Unusual. I don't normally wake before you.
So,
I was up, showered, laundry washed in the dryer, and coffee before you even came downstairs.
I smelled it.
You smell the coffee?
I smelled it.
Or the dryer?
No, coffee. We don't focus on dryer. We focus on coffee. The brain smells coffee. It's like when we used to do the Thanksgiving and you would make food and coffee.
Yeah.
I didn't smell the food. I smelled the coffee. Cut through all that to coffee. Absolutely.
I'm kind of excited.
Okay, so I'm real big and you're real small.
That's
This is not good viewing.
Dude, I'm just small.
Maybe we're gonna have to use Cam 2 for you like all the time because I look like a big giant nastiness and
You do not.
You
You're
look
very
tiny.
handsome.
God, this is bad. That's why I wear t-shirts like this.
You're funny.
Alright, so we're gonna have to wash this thing.
I was just gonna say that you're gonna get coffee on the thing.
No. The thing is gonna get coffeeified. Good thing you can't see it. You can see that it has a thing. So we have a table! A real table.
It's a table.
It's a real table. Unlike last week that had
makeshift.
well, I don't know what to call that. It was definitely not a table though.
Let's just call it what it was.
No, don't tell them. We don't want to let them in on the secret.
Really? Because you think that every college student in the world hasn't used that same
Who cares
tactic?
about college students? We're not doing this for college students. They don't listen to us.
They should.
They don't pay
learn-
attention to us.
They learn a lot and they try to get out and see the world.
Oh, they do they?
I said they would and
Oh.
they could.
Oh. Alright, so here we are. I've got stuff from last week's list that we touched on but didn't talk about.
Alright.
So if there's something that you want to talk about, you can talk about it, or we could just skip over it. We already mentioned it last week, so that's on this list. I have another list, I think, for this week, maybe? Mm-hmm. But it's probably going to be very short. So maybe today will be a short day, I don't know.
Okay.
Unless you have Big Nasty over there.
I don't have a list this week.
Oh, God. So what do you have a thing in front of you for?
Because I have to look something up, duh.
It all just makes you look shorter.
Okay.
It's like you're peeking over the top of an iPad.
I'm not peeking over.
That's what it looks like. That's what they think.
I'm really not that short, folks.
Really? You just bold-faced lied to the people?
I'm 5'2". It's not that short. It's just
5'2" is not that short.
It's just short.
What is that short?
Like, Teresa is that short.
No. What is that short? What number? Oh, 2 more inches down
I'm 2
makes you
inches taller.
that short. But you add them 2 inches in, you are now just short.
I'm just short.
Really?
Facts.
This must be short people things. Like they have those what do they call it? First world problems. This must be short world problems.
Yeah. I went and asked my co-teacher. She's 6'1", I think, 6'2". She's really, really, really tall. And I went in this week and said, "Excuse me, can I borrow your tall?" And she's like, "What?" And I said, "I'm the short, you're the tall. Can I borrow the tall?" And she's like, "Oh, sure." And she just came and helped me get the thing.
You guys probably standing next to each other look like the tallest man in the world and the shortest man in the world.
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, let's see, what do I have? I have, last week we had Revenge of the Nerds is 35 years old. So that makes you very old. Because you remember when it came out. We had some Biden stuff. I don't know if it's worth talking about anymore. The poor kids are just as smart as white kids and the truth over facts thing. It was, he said it. I don't know how he's
polling.
No, I don't know how he has walked it back or tried to, mansplain his position. I don't know how he's done it, but he said it. You got anything on that? Or we're moving forward?
Listen, Joe is notorious for saying things that are just like, what? Which is why he's never been president, and he's run how many times?
No, I don't think that's why he's never been president. Honestly, no. Because the first time he ran, he got out, and I think that was due to health reasons. So that wasn't gaffes. That wasn't gaffes.
But he's notorious for gaffes.
I know, but that's the first one. The second one against Obama, I don't think that had anything to do with gaffes either.
Like, the first one, I thought he got out because of gaffes.
No. I was there for that one. The first, I was like in the band playing for him at the train station in Delaware. So no, I don't think that was gas. I think that was health related. But I don't think prior to Trump, gaffes seem like something that could derail your run for president or senator or whatever. A gaffe could do that. But since Trump, can a gaffe really derail anything?
I don't think so. This man's...
I mean, he's doing it daily. How many lies has this guy told? What's the number?
The last check I heard maybe a week or 2 weeks ago said that there are 10,000 lies on record since his first day of office.
How do we sit there and complain about Biden gaffes? Gaffes. Why would you even call them gaffes anymore? Just say he just misspoke and move on. Like, he got ahead of himself. His mouth got ahead of his brain or something. I mean, we got to come up with a whole new term now, because really, we used to have slip of the tongue.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's like if you were having a conversation with them and you said, "Really, poor kids are just as smart as white kids." It's like, well, that's not really what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, blah blah blah. Whatever whatever he's actually meaning, and nobody would trip on it.
Right.
But then now they're acting like these are things to think about. It's like, no, they're not. This is not worth the time and the effort. So okay. Did we unforgive Bill Clinton? This was something that I think Bill Maher said, that we have unforgiven him. Like, at one point, he was like the darling for the Democrats and became president. Then he was impeached because of trying to cover up.
Well, it's because he lied.
Well, that's covering up.
He perjured himself.
Right, covering up what he did do. But the thing that he did do should not have been disqualifying for a president. Maybe for a marriage, but maybe not for a president.
The reason he was impeached wasn't because he had affairs in the Oval Office, it was because he lied about it.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. The thing that he was lying about shouldn't have been a thing to lie about.
Right. Yeah.
You may lie to your wife, but why would you lie to the people?
To the
like,
Congress.
Who cares? I mean, it's like, guys,
yeah.
Got a BJ in the Oval Office. High five. Move on.
Right.
Why is this a thing? It's like, why is that even coming up as a thing worth talking about?
Right.
It's like, really? None of all of you guys here in the Senate and the House have ever had a sexual thing with a staffer in your office? Like, come on now, really? let's talk about that. It's like, come on. But then the idea of today, with our current sensibilities, unforgiving Bill Clinton, where he's now seen as not so good for the Democratic Party. Like, they don't want him there in events, or they don't want him coming and speaking, because now the current sensibilities is to not, I don't know, accept what he is and has done since being impeached. It's like, we didn't care for a long time. I mean, right after, sure, people cared a lot. And then...
Well, I think some of the unforgiving portion of it has to do with this Epstein thing, because he's a part of that.
Is he?
Yeah, he's listed.
I mean, we know that for sure.
Yeah, he's on the flight manifest for going to the island like 26 times.
But what did he do there? Do we know that?
No,
Did he just go smoke cigars?
I don't know. I do know that there was one of the women who lived on the island, who was one of Epstein's girls, said that she never saw anyone with him, any girl with him. She never saw him engage in any sexual acts. He would just come to the island and he would go to this house, and that's where he would stay the whole time he was there, and then he would leave. So she never witnessed.
Is that all we know?
That's all that the witness has said. That's all. But then this week, I saw that Jeffrey Epstein has a portrait, or had a portrait.
Of him in drag?
Of Clinton in drag that he kept in his house.
I know, but what does that do with Clinton?
But, so there's that connection with Epstein and sex trafficking.
I know,
and
what does that do with... No, that's not a connection to sex trafficking. That's a connection to the man.
No,
but that's
Epstein and sex trafficking, and Bill Clinton is somehow connected to Epstein. So
yes, of course, but maybe to a person, but just because you have a connection to a person doesn't mean you take on all of their things, all of their
But I think
sins.
with his previous activity and all of the accusers from the past, from the 90s, I'm sure that has something to do with the Unforgiven bit. I don't give two fucks.
No, I'm just saying it matters. It matters when you're talking about an election and you're talking about having an ex-president come to the events of the DNC. Yes, it matters, because do you want that guy? That's what this whole thing is about. Yeah. Do you want that guy there when he is literally one of the people in the party?
But
I mean, you can't bring out Carter anymore. I mean, most people don't even know who Carter is. Right. Yes, he's still alive, and yes, he's a Democrat, but you can't really bring him on stage and everybody be like, yes, but you could bring out Bill Clinton unless you've unforgiven him.
Right. But when Obama ran the second time, he didn't have Clinton.
Yes, but that was because of
I don't think he was
his wife. Well, I mean, it's just there's bad blood there.
The first one either.
Well, because his wife was running against him. There's bad blood there. I mean, they were running against each other. They weren't going to be buddy in the public eye necessarily. Maybe behind the scenes. Maybe in dealing with actual work. Yeah. Maybe, but that I don't know. I the way I look at it is there's something that the Democratic Party needs to work out where these people are going to be placed, because whenever you have those conventions, which is the big moment of all the campaigns, those people are always brought out in some way, shape, or form, and to remind people, like, you like this guy,
right? And
this guy likes this guy, or this guy likes this woman.
Yep.
You take their word for it.
This is our candidate.
This is our marketing for the new candidate, and if you can't have, I mean, just think about it. If you couldn't have Michelle Obama come out, or you couldn't have Barack Obama, or you couldn't have any of the big senators, Congress.
Yeah.
If you can't have those people at those events
Yeah.
that people know very well, like the name recognition is very high, Bill Clinton, of course, you're gonna have an issue
Right.
in those conventions and in those ads and in those events where those smaller events like we went to,
Right.
where you can bring these people out, especially if you get close to where they live and they can just come over and be there. I don't know. I think that's something that the DNC is going to have to figure out. Quiet the voices. All right, I got nothing else. You got anything else?
No.
All right, we're right on time. Ooh, right on time. All right, so if you want to find the Traveling Farrs, you can find us on the YouTube, the Facebook, the Pinterest, the iTunes, the Spotify, and the Google Podcast at The Traveling Farrs. If you like the Instagram or the Twitter, we are Traveling Farrs. If you like email, travelingfars@gmail.com, and the blog space, thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry. I think we need to do shout outs to the different countries that download our podcast. We should do a shout out. I have to figure out what they are, but they're kind of there's some people out there listening to us from interesting places. The further I am away, the longer the camera will last.
Jeez Louise.
Right?
No, you're very handsome.
Think about other people.
Bye, people.